Three Essex 50s on tight opening day. After two good starts to the season, the early pace setters in Group 1 faced each other at Edgbaston. Essex on the back of an excellent recovery, and the Bears had chased 300 to put knots to the sword. A chance was on to stake an early claim for pole position in the group. The visitors looked to banish their first innings demons early on. The toss won, and Alistair Cook and Nick Brown set about building their innings, and in some style too. A rare 6 from the former England captain, setting the tone. Their solid start continued. 50 runs ticked off in the first hour, the conditions conducive and the hosts taking advantage. But no sooner had they passed the figure, they'd lost their first wicket. Cook the man to go, courtesy of a feather edge through to Burgess. Wesley followed in quick succession, Miles again the man to strike, the captain out LBW for 4. And for all their intent, Essex found themselves in difficult waters once again. Dan Lawrence the latest man to go in a good morning for Warwickshire, Stone the wicket taker. Essex found their way to the sanctuary of lunch soon after, the score 81 for 3. The afternoon session was kinder to the visitors. Walter and Brown stuck together to take their side into triple figures. Their powers of recovery continued and brought Brown the just reward of a 50, scored off a watchful 136 balls. He helped his side cruise past 150 soon after, this partnership pushing back at the Bears bowlers. Walter followed in his footsteps. Essex were taking the game by the scruff of the neck as he became the next man to reach a half century. They'd reached the break without further loss, the visitors heading into tea at 186 for 3. But early in the session, Warwickshire dragged them back. Brown the man to go, Ollie Stone the bowler with the key wicket. He'd have Walter out too. A short one did the trick, and the catch ballooned to Vihari with the score creeping towards 200. Tenduscarter and Wheater came together to bring an end to the early session Bears' breakthroughs, first taking their side past 200, and then building a stubborn partnership. They found their way to 250 with ease, but that's where Warwickshire rediscovered their touch with the ball. Wheater would be the latest man to go. Yet another wicket for Stone, who is enjoying his best game so far this season. Harmer then followed. No runs added when he was smacked on the pads by Hannon Dalby. Essex moved past 250. Tenduscarter now the last recognised bat, but Warwickshire wary. Last week showed that their visitors' tail can wag. The returning Peter Siddle added 14 before Hannon Dalby found a way through the veteran Australian. Sam Cook then became Hannon Dalby's third victim of the innings, Hayne with the catch to leave the hosts 1 wicket away from wrapping up their innings. The Bears hadn't found a way to remove Tenduscarter yet. He'd done his best to bat with the tail. Those efforts saw him rewarded with a half century. Essex though would be denied 300 runs. Tenduscarter would fall, this time to Hannon Dalby late on. Essex all out for 295, and with just enough time for Warwickshire to add 7 runs, the day was brought to a close. A decent recovery from the champions after some sticky patches against the Bears bowlers.